Behind me is the house where Carter was arrested. Now, this scene has been wrapped up for some time now, but the investigation is far from over as the woman was found dead inside of this home. What we do know is that the U.S. Marshals were working alongside the Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force to locate Carter. Carter was wanted by the Stark County Sheriff's Office on a felonious assault charge. Law enforcement says Carter fled Stark County and was residing in the Columbus area. An investigation led them to this house on Levi Kramer Boulevard on the far southeast side. According to police, when Carter was taken into custody, he told them there was a dead woman in the basement.
You never know what we're going to find when we're chasing these fugitives. And this is just a prime example. They're after this guy. They have no idea who's in the house, and they surely did not think that they would find a dead body in the house. But that's why we have to continue to be vigilant, continue to look for these fugitives and bring them to justice.
Chara Medlock was a loving mother and a devoted family woman, but her trusting nature became her fatal flaw. She spent her life pouring love and care into her 14-year-old son, working tirelessly to raise him with values and kindness. But that same kindness led her back into the arms of Darrell Carter Jr., a violent, unemployed abuser who had no business being in her life. Despite her family's desperate warnings, despite his history of domestic violence, Charra gave him another chance after his hollow apologies and empty promises. On December 3, 2024, she made the tragic mistake of visiting him in Massillon, Ohio. She would never return. Her mother's last words to her, "Don't go with that man. He almost killed you last time," should have been enough to stop her. But Darrell, a manipulative coward, played on her trusting nature, and she fell for his lies. For 44 agonizing days, her family waited through Christmas and New Year's, only to learn the unthinkable. Darrell had murdered her. But this wasn't just another senseless killing. Darrell's depravity went even further. For weeks, he lived in his home with her decomposing body, letting it rot as though her life meant nothing. Why would a man who claimed to love her commit such a sickening act? What kind of monster not only takes her life, but lives with the evidence of his crime, surrounded by his own evil? Medlock didn't deserve this. She trusted the wrong man, and it cost her everything. Her story isn't just tragic, it's enraging. Darrell's actions demand answers, and they leave us wondering, what kind of darkness could possess someone to not only destroy a life, but desecrate it in the aftermath? Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. Against her mother's desperate plea, Charra chose to trust Darrell one last time. Ignoring the warnings from her family, she left on December 3, 2024, to stay with the 33-year-old man who had a history of violence and manipulation. It was a decision that sealed her fate. What should have been a brief visit turned into a chilling tragedy that left her family and community devastated. Her family's unease was immediate. Charra's mother, Chara Medlock, begged her not to go, reminding her of Carter's violent past. But Charra, trusting his apologies, believed he had changed. The family's worst fears began to unfold when Medlock stopped contacting them on December 15th. Sporadic and suspicious messages from her phone and Facebook account followed, messages that didn't sound like Charra. In one, someone pretending to be her asked for her mother's address, a question Medlock would never have to ask. It was clear something was terribly wrong. Charra's family reached out to Carter directly. On December 17th, Chara demanded answers, but Carter claimed he had dropped Charra off at an apartment complex and couldn't remember where because he was in the hospital. Meanwhile, her family received reports from Medlock's best friends that she had sent text messages on December 6th, saying she was in Columbus, trying to find a ride back to Canton without the person she was with knowing. The family pieced together a terrifying picture. Charra had tried to escape but never made it home. For weeks, her family searched desperately, putting up missing person posters and pleading for information. But as Christmas and New Year's passed without word from Medlock, hope began to dwindle. She wasn't even checking on her son. Christmas passed. New Year's passed. They knew something was wrong. Her 14-year-old son was heartbroken, crying for his mother, and unable to understand why she wasn't reaching out. On January 16th, U.S. Marshals arrested Darrell at a home in southeastern Columbus. What he revealed was horrifying. He told authorities that Charra had been dead since December 9th. Carter admitted to hiding her body in the basement, moving it to another area days later, and covering it with a deflated plastic pool and air mattresses. For 38 days, Carter lived in the house with her decomposing body, carrying on with his daily life as if nothing had happened. He callously remarked, "I didn't realize it would take so long for police to find me."
For the most part, the scene has been cleared. That happened just a few minutes ago, but I am going to step out so you can see where the investigation has been taking place. As you can see, Columbus police officers are still parked in front of this house, though they have been going in and out of this home, investigating it all morning. Details are limited, but what we do know is that the U.S. Marshals were working alongside the Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force to locate 33-year-old Darrell Carter Jr. Carter was wanted by the Stark County Sheriff's Office for a felonious assault charge. Law enforcement says Carter fled Stark County and was residing in the Columbus area. An investigation led them to this house on Levi Kramer Boulevard. According to police, Carter wasn't found in this house alone, though.
When our team apprehended him, he said that he was being pretty cooperative, but identified that there was a female dead in his basement.
Adding to the outrage, Charra's family accused Carter's mother, Jennifer Warren, of complicity. In a scathing post, a family member wrote, "Mother of the Year award goes to this lady, Jennifer Warren. She helped her son, along with his sister, lay my cousin's dead body in his room, where he slept for weeks, then plotted to throw her rotting corpse in her basement until the police decided to do what they should have done the day she went missing. On top of that, she threatened people who were aiding in the search to help find my cousin, like her son was innocent. She knew all along my cousin lay dead in her house. Their family had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, while my aunt, her son, and the rest of my family spent those holidays with no word on where she was but holding on, the hope that she would eventually appear." While authorities have charged Carter with abuse of a corpse, no charges have been filed against others in the home, including Warren. The family is demanding accountability, starting a petition, and calling for further investigation into those who may have known Charra's body was in the house. How could they not know? She was there for weeks, and they just went on with their lives like she didn't exist. Adding insult to injury, the cause of Charra's death remains unclear. The Franklin County Coroner's Office has yet to determine whether her death was the result of foul play or an overdose, as no signs of trauma were found on her body. Her sister, Chara Medlock, vehemently denied the possibility of an overdose, stating she was careful in her drug use and wouldn't have done something like that. Toxicology results are expected in the coming weeks, but for now, the mystery surrounding her death only deepens the family's pain.
Bubbly attitude, always ready to help somebody out.
Chara Medlock remembering her sister Charra, whose body was discovered last week in the basement of a southeast Columbus home, hidden under air mattresses and a deflated pool.
To be put under just a pool and air mattresses, like she doesn't mean anything. Like it's beyond disrespectful. It's beyond disgusting.
The Canton woman, a mother of a 14-year-old boy, was found by U.S. Marshals Thursday when they arrested Medlock's ex-boyfriend, Darrell Carter, wanted in Stark County for felonious assault. Police say Carter told them where to find the body and is now charged with abuse of a corpse.
I want to ask him why.
Charging documents we obtained do not list a cause of death for Charra. Family members say Charra was last seen alive December 3rd in Canton, when she said she was going to visit Carter at his home near Cleveland. After she stopped responding to family texts a few weeks later, relatives reported her missing to Canton police.
The cops, they didn't listen to us. Like, we tried to explain who she left with and what type of person that he is, and they didn't take it serious, and unfortunately it cost her her life.
When family learned Charra was in Columbus, they say they tried to file a missing persons report with police.
They say because she wasn't a resident or because I wasn't a resident, that we were not allowed to make a report. We had to have someone up there make a report.
We reached out to Columbus police, who tell us while Carter claimed to them Medlock died of a drug overdose, Her official cause of death remains undetermined. CPD plans to look into family claims they could not file a report with them. CPD also says it has no knowledge of Canton police contacting them about Medlock's disappearance. Family members now seeking answers on their own, creating an online petition demanding police conduct a thorough investigation to learn how Charra died.
It's just very, very disrespectful. And I really want to know, like, exactly what happened.
Charra's death is a haunting reminder of how abusers manipulate and destroy lives. Carter's actions were not just heartless, they were monstrous. He didn't call for help, didn't alert anyone, and instead chose to live in a house with her rotting body for over a month. His indifference is a chilling testament to his lack of humanity. Worse, the complicity of those around him raises unsettling questions. How could they celebrate the holidays while a woman's body lay hidden beneath their roof? Medlock deserved better. She deserved to raise her son, to grow old, and to live a life free from violence and betrayal. Instead, her trust was exploited by a man who cared for nothing but himself. As her family fights for justice, may her story serve as a warning about the dangers of abusive relationships and the lengths some will go to protect their own twisted interests. Rest in peace, Chara Medlock. You deserved so much more.